I was equally talented, but I was the social swimmer. There was a team going somewhere, I started practicing. And if there was a bus going somewhere, especially Cape Town, then I'd start getting into the pool. But my expertise was chatting, so I like to kick and have my head above the water and chat. So then, ooh, little father, it's an old story, sorry. That morning, 18 January 1992, everything changed for me. The doctors put me in a scanner and they called my parents into a room. They were hoping it might have been meningitis. That's the worst we were expecting. And they called my parents into a room and 2 psychologists said to my parents, here's the morphine, 2 months. Sorry, it's brain cancer, it's very aggressive, and no one in the Free State or in Johannesburg really wanted to operate on me. No one wanted to risk it. So off we went to Johannesburg and we found a doctor there, and he looked at me and he said, okay, I'll do it. He was the only guy that was willing to operate on me. Followed 3 brain operations, and through it all I went swimming every day. A week after my 3rd brain operation, I went on a water polo tour. My parents said I could go, but I'm not allowed to get into the pool, so I decided when my friends were in trouble with a fourth, what do they call it again? Chaka. The 4th chaka, my friends were like, just get into the pool, and I put a checkers bag around my head and I got into the pool. So yeah, perseverance and not giving up and just having something to reach, having a goal to reach, and we don't know how to give up in our family. That got me through it. And being fit, the doctors told me that the fact that I was so fit from swimming actually saved my life. So that's where my journey with water started. And I got a lot of radiation, my hair fell out. I was like really blown up from all the cortisone, and every time people came to our house to see how I was doing, they'd leave crying. It was like I was at my own life funeral. So that started in 1992 and it hasn't stopped. For 6 years through school, I kept on getting sick. The tumor kept on coming back. I lost the sight of my left eye. And that's where my disability started. I can see from the middle to the left. I can't really see my left eye. It's like tunnel vision, like a gynecologist, you know, like that. I can't only see that. So I'm trying to explain it to you to make it more okay. So that's where my first disability started, and for 11 years I was clean and I went for scans, and in 2007 one little cell from my brain spread down to my spine and it started growing my coccyx. And that's where the spinal cancer started. Another shock. It was 4 months before I was going to get married, and the doctor said I've only got 2 months left to live. So we got married earlier. And I didn't die, and that's why we got divorced. And then I started working as a journalist at The Burger and for Media 24. Been doing that ever since. I wrote a book about my story, and we are making a movie about the book now. But all about that, the perseverance that persisted through our family, and the humor has always carried us through it. And this whole surfing experience for me started on June the 5th here at Muizenberg. Daniel said to me we must go for a drive to Kalk Bay, and I thought we were going to go shopping. And the next moment I was in a locker room at Surfers Corner being pushed into a wetsuit, and when I came out the wetsuit was backwards to front. How to spot a Free Stater putting on a wetsuit. And they were like running with me into the ocean, and I never thought I'd get into the ocean again, and that's what made it so amazingly special, is not being able to do things the moment you develop a disability. The one thing that really made me sad was that I'll probably never be able to go into the sea, and that day all those cons were shattered by, hell yes we can. Thank you, and your team. For your enthusiasm, and you guys remind me so much of the people. I worked at a summer camp in the States, and the enthusiasm I think I experienced it's very much based on American summer camp idea of, you know, it's like the people are so happy and they're like so enthusiastic, and the whole time I'm like, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you. It's like it's hitting me through the face. It's like thank you, I'm so grateful. because they're carrying you into the ocean. And we were sitting there, now I'm sitting in this wetsuit, and the shark sirens go off. So Anthony's like, okay, we're going in now. I'm thinking, okay, this is probably a way of getting rid of disabled people, pushing us into the ocean. Because we get all the good parking spaces, now you guys have a chance to go take it. I'm thinking, okay, vamos. And it was amazing. Thank you so much. It was really an unbelievable experience. I can't really stand on land, but the more I got used to the waves and getting my core strength, developing that, I started standing even more like on my crutches, and then I was like, not on my crutches, on the board. That's crazy. Okay, sorry. I was on the board and I was on my haunches, and the more comfortable I get, the more I'm standing up. And these guys are just egging us on, and they're just rooting for us the whole time, and it's just really amazing. Their enthusiasm it's unbelievable. There's no boundaries to what they can actually motivate you to do. And as differently able-bodied people, we always hear, you can't go there, and you can't go there, you probably can't do this. And that's the one thing you shouldn't tell someone who's disabled. And you guys seriously turned our cons into yes we can. And it's like Barack Obama said, this is amazing what you mean to these people. You're enthusiastic and you're so happy to be alive. And that's the way I live my life. I can't explain to people why I'm happy all the time. That I wake up and I'm excited to be alive because I'm not waking up in a hospital. 24 years of brain cancer, it's quite difficult to explain to someone that it's a built-in enthusiasm for life and grateful to be alive. After I lost my mobility as a result of the spinal cancer, the radiation that burnt my spine so badly that I lost my mobility in my left leg. This was really, like I felt my world ended, and I came to do with these guys, and I saw the other people sitting there, and a guy that was blind surfing, and all the cerebral palsy people, and it just makes you feel like you're part of something, and you're part of a crowd, and your life doesn't stop here. Just because you're differently able, we'd like to use that word, it doesn't mean your life has to stop here, and we can do these cool things. And the best is when you're in the ocean, you're on your stomach, and everyone thinks you're just like them, and you get out, and the guy runs up with a wheelchair to get you into the chair. That's priceless. No one can. That's worth $1 million. The expressions on their faces, that's pretty neat. The stereotypical limits society sets before us are a thing of the past when you get to do with Anthony's team. It's really, you feel like $1 million when you're on that board, and the shots and the paddle, 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 paddle. And the first thing, I'll never forget what Ant said to me, and it motivated me so much. I was glowing for a week. He said, you paddle like a demon. I love that. I'll always remember that. Thank you, Ant. I've learned so much about life, and I've learned that your life isn't worth anything if you don't challenge your reality. And to me, surfing is almighty. This almighty ocean is really challenging our reality, because it's really about life and death. And thanks to surfing, I have more stamina, mobility, and I really feel much stronger. And it's really given me something to wake up in the morning and be excited about. This is going to be such a good cause if you see the expressions on these people's faces, and it really gives you a purpose. It's amazing. I was on the photo for Ant. He must have been so irritated with me because Ant comes surfing past with his camera and he's taking photos, and I was hounding him. I just want to show them this photo because no one wanted to believe me. My brother immediately got on Twitter and he had like 4 million followers, and he's telling them, "Oh, sister's going to be a surfing champion." The next moment, the burger phones me, and I'm like, "What's going on now?" They're like, "Ons wil jy surf? Surf jy regtig?" Well, my coach, Albert, says surfing is the ability to ride the wave, so that's what surfing is. And the next moment, just this media circus, ridiculous. But now, I can't go on the tour, because I don't have the money. Ek's arm Neethling, hy's ryk Neethling. But please send these guys off. Maybe next year I'll be able to do it, and I'll be more fit as well. But please, do it for a good cause. They are amazing. Thanks, Ed. Thank you, guys.